Hi, and welcome to the video on the chain rule. In this video, we're going to differentiate three fairly difficult functions using the chain rule. So let's start off by differentiating 5x plus 4 to the power of 7. This is not your normal everyday differentiation. What we're going to do is use the chain rule. To begin with, we let u equal the bracket 5x plus 4. What we're going to do now is differentiate u with respect to x, finding du dx, which is just 5. Next up, we're going to get y equals u to the power of 7. This comes from the original function, just written as a u instead of that bracket. So y equals u to the power of 7, we're going to now differentiate that y with respect to u. This gives us 7u to the power of 6. Now the chain rule states that dy dx is going to be equal to dy du times du dx. The dy dx is the answer that we're looking for, the differentiation of the function. Dy du comes from the derivative of y with respect to u, and du dx comes with the differentiation of u with respect to x. You can think of it like a fraction, and we're cancelling off those du's even though we're not technically doing that, and that was what will give us the dy dx. What this means is that dy dx is going to equal 7u to the power of 6 times 5, which gives us 35u to the power of 6. Now that's an answer. However, we want to write our answer in terms of x. Now we know what u equals. U equals 5x plus 4. So we're going to rewrite this as a final answer of dy dx equals 35 times 5x plus 4 to the power of 6. Let's take a look at b. b is another large function. It's 3x squared plus 2x minus 1 to the power of 9. To begin with, we're going to let u equal the bracket. So u is going to equal 3x squared plus 2x minus 1. Take a moment to think about what the differentiation of u will be with respect to x. The differentiation of u with respect to x is going to be 6x plus 2. Next up, we're going to let y equal u to the power of 9. Again, take a moment to think about what the differentiation of y will be with respect to u. The derivative of y with respect to u is going to be 9u to the power of 8. Now we get to use our chain rule. dy dx equals dy du times du dx. So, the derivative of our function will be 9u to the power of 8 times 6x plus 2. This gives us dy dx as 9 times 3x squared plus 2x minus 1 to the power of 8 times 6x plus 2. Now generally what we want to do is write the largest power at the end of our answer. So as a final answer, I'm just going to change those two binomials over and get dy dx equals 9 times 6x plus 2 times 3x squared plus 2x minus 1 to the power of 8 as my final answer. Finally, we're asked to differentiate the square root of 3 minus x. And before we can do that, we need to write this with a power. Now going back to our indices work, we should know that 3 minus x is the same as 3 minus x to the power of a half. So that's what I'm going to be differentiating. We're going to let u equal 3 minus x. That's my bracket. Take a moment to think about what the derivative of u will be with respect to x. Did you get that du dx is minus 1? I hope so. Now we're going to write down u to the power of a half. Now this is a trickier one. Do you know what the derivative of y is with respect to u? I hope that you got that dy du is a half u to the power of minus a half. Now we use our chain rule. Our chain rule says that our derivative, what we're trying to look for, is going to be a half u to the power of minus a half times minus 1. This can be simply put as a minus a half times 3 minus x to the power of negative a half. Now we're not finished because our original question had a square root in it and there were no negative powers. So I'd like you to take a moment, maybe pause the video and see if you can't come up with the final answer that is a simplification of the current function. Can you get rid of that negative power and can you get rid of the power of a half? Okay, I hope you've paused the video and you had to go yourself. Here's our answer. Our final answer is dy dx equals the negative of 1 over 2 times the square root of 3 minus x. Those were the examples on the chain rule. Good luck.